This video contains a truth that has changed the lives of many people. If you are having health problems and have ever felt stuck, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section so we can share useful knowledge together. Have you ever walked into a room, stood there for a second, and completely forgotten why you went in? Or maybe you've noticed names slipping your mind a little more than they used to. If that's happened to you, let me tell you, you're not alone. And no, it's not a sign that you're getting old. It's simply your brain asking for a little more care, a little more nourishment. See, just like our joints ache when we skip movement, or our skin dries out when we don't drink enough water, our brains give us little nudges too. A forgotten appointment, misplacing the TV remote for the third time this week, feeling mentally foggy even after a good night's sleep. It's your brain's gentle way of whispering, "Help me out here." But here's the beautiful part: you can help. No matter your age, no matter your history, your brain is still growing, still learning, and still capable of incredible things. You just have to feed it right, literally. Now, in today's video, we're diving into the one food that researchers, doctors, and even centenarians across the world agree can keep your brain sharper, longer. We're talking about a simple, affordable, easy-to-find food you can eat every day that's been linked to better memory, stronger focus, and even reduced risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. And don't worry, this isn't some complicated diet plan or trendy superfood only available in fancy stores. It's about small changes, practical tips, and a lot of encouragement along the way. I'll walk you through what this food is, why it works, and how to enjoy it in a way that actually fits your life. And while you're here, I want to know about you. If you've been dealing with memory slips, confusion, or even just feel like your mental energy isn't what it used to be, drop a comment below. Tell me what you've been going through. I read every message, and I love offering suggestions and support whenever I can. We're in this together. So where do we begin? Let's start with this: your brain is hungry, not just for information, but for real, nutrient-dense fuel. It doesn't run well on processed snacks or sugary treats. It needs something powerful, natural, and rich in what we call neuronutrients, the special vitamins, fats, and antioxidants that literally build brain cells and protect them as we age. And the number one food that delivers all of that in one bite. It's not a supplement. It's not a smoothie. It's not even expensive. It's blueberries. Yes, those tiny, humble, often overlooked blue gems you pass by in the produce aisle. These little berries are packed with something called anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants that cross the blood-brain barrier and directly reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. Now, why does that matter? Well, inflammation is one of the major reasons our memory starts to fade. Think of it like static on a radio station. You're still receiving the signal, but it's fuzzy, interrupted, hard to understand. When you reduce that static, suddenly things become clearer. Words come faster. Thoughts connect more easily. Names don't slip away so quickly. In one long-term study, older adults who ate blueberries regularly actually performed better on memory tests and showed improved brain function compared to those who didn't. And we're not talking about bushels of berries either. Just a half cup to 1 cup a day made a noticeable difference. Even better, blueberries are delicious. You can add them to your oatmeal in the morning, sprinkle them over yogurt, blend them into a simple smoothie, or just eat them by the handful. And if fresh ones are too expensive or out of season, frozen blueberries work just as well. They retain the same brain-boosting nutrients. I know what you might be thinking. Really? Just blueberries? And yes, really. Nature is powerful, and sometimes the most effective medicine comes in the simplest package. But here's the thing: while blueberries are fantastic on their own, what you pair them with can make them even more powerful. Which brings me to the second key point today: healthy fats. Now, before you go running for the low-fat yogurt, hear me out. Your brain is nearly 60% fat. That means it needs fat to function well. Not just any fat, but the right kind. I'm talking about omega-3 south, the kind found in foods like walnuts, flax seeds, and especially fatty fish like salmon and sardines. So, imagine this: a morning bowl of Greek yogurt topped with fresh or frozen blueberries, a handful of walnuts, maybe a drizzle of honey. That's not just breakfast, it's a brain-boosting powerhouse. Or how about a salmon salad for lunch, followed by a small bowl of blueberries for dessert? You're feeding your brain two of the most important things it needs: antioxidants to protect and repair, and omega-3 fats to build and support. When you combine these foods regularly, you're not just eating healthy, you're investing in better focus, better recall, better moods, and even better sleep. And here's something most people don't realize: the effects of these foods aren't just long-term. Yes, they protect your brain years down the road, but they can also help you today. People often report feeling more alert, more balanced, and more energized within a week or two of adding these foods to their daily routine. It's like lifting a fog, and once you feel that difference, you won't want to go back. Now, before we move on, I want you to think about this. When was the last time you truly paid attention to how your brain feels? Not just your body, your knees, your back, your digestion, but your mind. What you feed your brain directly affects how you think, how you feel, and how you remember the moments that matter most. So the next time you're at the grocery store, pick up a carton of blueberries. It may seem like a small thing, but that one small habit done consistently can keep you sharper, clearer, and more confident in your golden years. And once you've started nourishing your brain from the inside, we're going to talk about the next powerful habit that takes it even further. It's something most people overlook, but it can transform the way your brain functions on a day-to-day basis. Now, if you've ever found yourself walking into a room only to forget why you went in there, you're not alone. Happens to all of us. But what if I told you that you could actually train your brain to be sharper, quicker, and even more focused than it was a decade ago? That's not a fantasy. It's biology and a little bit of smart nutrition. Let's keep going and talk about how you can nourish your mind every single day. We already touched on how blueberries are like little warriors for your brain, fighting off inflammation and helping memory stick better. But there's another everyday hero we need to talk about. Something that you can enjoy in dozens of ways. Something that even pairs well with a nice breakfast or a light lunch. I'm talking about leafy greens. Spinach, kale, collard greens, and even Swiss chard. These are powerhouses packed with vitamin K, folate, beta-carotene, and lutein. And here's the best part. A recent study from Rush University found that folks who ate just one serving of leafy greens a day had brains that functioned like people 11 years younger. 11 years. That's not just about remembering where you put your glasses, that's about confidence, independence, and staying sharp enough to keep living life on your terms. If you're not a fan of salads, don't worry. Try sauteing spinach with a little olive oil and garlic. It takes 5 minutes, tops. Or toss a handful of kale into your morning smoothie. You won't even taste it, especially if you blend it with a banana or some frozen mango. It's not about being perfect. It's about finding small ways to feed your brain every day. Speaking of oil, let's take a moment to talk about something that's gotten a lot of attention over the years: healthy fats. Yes, fats. After decades of being told to avoid them, we now know that certain fats are absolutely essential for brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially the kind found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, are like rocket fuel for your brain. They help build cell membranes in the brain and reduce harmful inflammation. That means better thinking, better mood, and even a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. Now, I know not everyone enjoys fish, or maybe it's just hard to cook for one or two people. But don't let that stop you. You can get omega-3 south from flax seeds, walnuts, or even high-quality fish oil supplements. What matters most is consistency. A few servings a week, or a sprinkle of ground flax and your oatmeal every morning can make a real difference. And let me tell you a little story. I once had a patient in her 70s, smart as a whip, full of life, always asking questions about how to stay active. One of the changes she made was adding salmon to her weekly routine, just twice a week. About a year later, she came in and told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm thinking faster. I'm even doing crossword puzzles again." Now, I can't say it was just the salmon, but I can say she took her brain health seriously. And it showed. But let's not stop there. There's another little gem you might already have in your spice rack: turmeric. This golden powder isn't just for curries. It contains a compound called curcumin, which has powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. There's even evidence that it crosses the blood-brain barrier, which is kind of like saying it has VIP access to your brain. Studies suggest it might help clear plaques that build up in the brain, a major factor in Alzheimer's disease. You can stir turmeric into soups, sprinkle it on roasted vegetables, or even add a pinch to a cup of warm milk with a little honey. Some folks call that golden milk. I call it comfort in a cup with benefits for your brain. And while we're talking about comfort, here's something that might surprise you: dark chocolate. Yes, you heard me right. In moderation. Dark chocolate, especially the kind with 70% cocoa or more, can actually support cognitive function. It contains flavonoids, caffeine, and antioxidants. Together, these help increase blood flow to the brain, improve memory, and even lift your mood. It's not a license to eat a whole bar every night, but a small square a few times a week. That's not just a treat. That's smart snacking. Of course, food is only one piece of the puzzle. What we put in our bodies matters, but so does how we live each day. Your brain thrives on stimulation, learning, laughter, conversation. And that's where community comes in. Sharing a meal with a friend, trying out a new recipe, talking about your favorite book, all of that activates and nourishes your brain just as much as any superfood out there. So while we're building this list of brain-boosting foods, don't forget to feed your spirit too. Stay curious, stay connected, and most importantly, stay kind to yourself through the process. Now, before we keep moving forward, take a moment to think about how your diet looks today. Are you including greens? Are you giving your brain the good fats it needs? Have you found little ways to enjoy food again, not just for your body, but for your mind? You don't have to change everything overnight. Just one small shift each week can ripple into long-term benefits. Add a side of sautéed spinach. Sprinkle some turmeric on your eggs. Keep a bar of dark chocolate in the cupboard and let yourself enjoy a square with tea in the evening. These are the habits that keep you vibrant, resilient, and in charge of your mind. And hey, I'd love to hear how it's going for you. If you've already tried some of these foods, or if you've got questions about what might work best for your personal health, drop a comment below. I read them, and I'll do my best to respond with advice or encouragement. You never know who else might read your comment and feel inspired too. Now, let's take things a step further, because we're not done yet. There's one more deeply underrated food that's often overlooked when it comes to brain health, but it could be the game changer you've been waiting for. So far, we've talked about some real brain-boosting superstars: blueberries, leafy greens, omega-3 rich fish, turmeric, and even dark chocolate. But there's one more brain food you may not be eating enough of, and it's something ancient, humble, and surprisingly powerful. Drumroll, please. Fermented foods. Yep, I'm talking about yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and even kombucha. These aren't just trendy health foods. They're rich in probiotics, those good bacteria that keep your gut healthy. And here's the incredible part: your gut and your brain are deeply connected. In fact, scientists often refer to the gut as your second brain. When your gut is happy and balanced, your brain gets the message. Studies show that a healthy gut microbiome can improve mood, reduce anxiety, and boost cognitive function. Think of it this way: if your brain were a computer, probiotics are like software updates, keeping things running smoothly behind the scenes. Now, if fermented foods aren't your thing, or maybe you've never tried them, start small. Add a spoonful of sauerkraut to your sandwich. Try a few sips of kefir in the morning. Or go for plain yogurt with a handful of berries and a drizzle of honey. Delicious, simple, and seriously good for your mental clarity. But here's what I really want to leave you with. Taking care of your brain doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need expensive supplements or miracle pills. The most powerful tools you have are already in your kitchen. Let's do a quick recap. Blueberries fight inflammation and sharpen memory. Leafy greens keep your brain younger for longer. Fatty fish feed your mind with omega-3 south. Turmeric, natural brain protector with anti-inflammatory power. Dark chocolate boosts blood flow and lifts your mood. Fermented foods support your gut-brain connection. Each one of these adds up to a brain that stays active, resilient, and focused well into your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. But food is only part of the story. Your brain also thrives on movement. Even a daily walk can increase blood flow and oxygen to your brain. It thrives on connection, so call a friend, join a group, volunteer, or just share a meal. And it thrives on purpose. Never underestimate the power of setting small goals, learning new things, or waking up with something to look forward to. You've lived decades full of memories, lessons, and love. And guess what? You still have so much more to create. So if you're looking for the #1 brain food, yes, it's the things we eat. But the true secret is this: keep showing up for yourself. Every meal, every walk, every small habit is a way of saying, I'm not done yet. I'm still growing. I'm still me. If this helped you, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm this content matters. And if you're ready to take your brain health seriously, comment below, I'm starting today. Be sure to subscribe, because we've got more coming: daily habits, memory hacks, and the best wellness tips for a sharper, longer life. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and stay kind to yourself.